Good afternoon, everyone. This is Thor from Hellheim's Toy Shop. I'm about to do a little bit of heat treat and thermocycling on my blades. I had a bladesmith ask me recently how I go about doing this because he was having some problems with his 1095, and that's basically the steel that I use. I use 1095 for pretty much all my knives. What I've been doing is I bring it up to about 1480 to 1500 degrees. From there, I'll do that 3 times. Bring it up to temp, let it cool down to ambient temperature, so that there's no glowing anything. It's usually about the time I cycle through about 5 to 7 blades. Once I get there, then I'll sit there and quench it. After I've done on my 3rd cycle, I'll bring it out immediately in and out of the oil. What I'm using again is canola oil. I've known smiths who've been using canola oil for 25 plus years. It's a nice happy medium. It's not necessarily going to get the most potential out of your steel, but it certainly is not a bad starter oil. It's affordable. It's way cheaper than Parks 50, and it's about the same consistency, give or take. So that's what I've been doing. I got my tongs and my knife here. This is the Bear Tooth. I've already done a couple of these. It's a good shape, good design. And make sure you guys get yourself a nice thermostat, or thermometer. My bad. I got a high temp thermometer so I can read this when it gets up to temp. There's other tricks you can use, like a salt trick. Melting point of salt is about 1550. I could be a little bit off, bear with me, but it'll give you a nice kind of visual aid. I also use magnet. Now, 1095, the magnetic properties, they decrease a little too hot for what you need. So again, if you can, get yourself a cheap thermometer. You can find one on Amazon or various other locations. This one I think I paid like 65 bucks for. It's cheap. I don't know the brand. This is not an advertisement for this. It's just, again, these are very helpful. All right, let's get this in the fire. One other thing, make sure you get your oil to 120 degrees. You can possibly get away with a little bit hotter, but you don't want it too hot. You'll not quench quick enough, and you don't want it too cold. If it's too cold, it'll quench too quick, cause cracking, cause breaking, delams, warping, other issues that could arise from not a proper quench. All right, let's get this Bear Tooth in there. Also, I've said this numerous times, make sure you keep the tip out of your direct flame. Some people use a bar of square stock, which will give you a nice heat sink so that it's even temperature all the way through. I unfortunately don't have one, so I'm going to do what I can. While I do this, I keep moving my steel so that it's never directly in the heat too long, in the fire, I should say. My tip's already getting hot. Pull it out, let it cool down a little bit, and then back in. Gotta get that out of my way. Let my tip cool back down again. get my thermostat here. So right now, this colorization is sitting at about 500 degrees. Let's keep on it. Tip's getting a little hot there. That color, I don't know if you can see it too well with the camera, that's about 700 degrees. A little bit longer. Switch hands real quick. Like I said, the tip heats up real quick on these. Taps. All right. We're running almost 1100 degrees at this point. Give it a little bit longer. That's 1200. I had a little bit of a glow if you couldn't see it. I'm going to turn my blade around, keep the tip out of the heat. Heat up the rest of the blade. About 1200. longer on it. Stop there. That's about 1,500 degrees. Now, with your heat and with the thermocycling process, you do that step 3 times, and the 3rd time is when you quench. All right. Now I'm going to introduce to you guys the new one, the Bulldog. This little guy is going to be a lot of fun to try to do this with. All right, let's see if we can get it done. Breathe the tip down. It's small, so it heats up quick. .538 degrees. That color there. .942. Cool off a little bit. $1,100. $1,120. That should be, if I can get this to aim, should be about where I want it. All right. I'm going to get more of these taken care of, but figure that's a little bit of an instruction video. Again, do it 3 times. 1500 degrees, top temp, no more. On the 3rd time, you pull it out in the oil, add the oil, and you do a slicing motion. You don't side to side. That'll cause warpage. All right, this has been Thor from Hellheim's Toy Shop. You all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get back at it and finish this up. Stay tuned for more updates on the process of these knives and the progress. All right, have a good evening. Goodbye, you all. Hello, everyone. This is Thor again from Hellheim's Toy Shop. I'm about to quench the Bulldog here. Gonna bring it up to temp and then do a quick quench. All right, here we go. Sorry, change the hands. Make sure that tip doesn't get overheated. Longer. We're looking for that heat of 1500 degrees. Should be right about there. Tiny bit longer. Slicing motion, couple seconds in, and out. That should be a hardened blade. Let's go get my file. Back here. It skates. Hardened blade. Can you see? Good stuff. All right. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.